So here's my iPad to go over how we can do the digital app dice on your iPad or mobile device. I'm going to go with these three apps right now, which I found out work the best for random selection, similar to physical app dice, which is Photo Dice, DecideNow, and Random Name Selector. Photo Dice is a free app. It's an iPhone, iPod, iOS type app and everything, so it only does portrait. DecideNow is universal and everything. It'll cost you 99 cents on the App Store or 49 cents for VPP. And then Random Name Selector, I use Random Name Selector Lite, not just because it's free, but because of the setup I want to do for groups for app dice. This works better than paying the full $2.99 for that one. If you have a Random Name Selector paid version, go ahead and use it. But we're going to go over the first easiest one right now, which is Photo Dice. So I'm going to click on Photo Dice. It will open up right here and give me the little screen here. So here's my already created app dice, as you can see here. If I take my finger, you can see them. Basically, if you hit roll on the bottom of the screen, it will roll them. It's very similar to Make Dice Light, or if you want to, you can just you can shake the screen, and it will do them, as you can see. So here is how this works. To create new ones, first thing is you need to go to your settings right here. So I click on that. And right here, here are all your settings here, which is shake sensibility, tilt sensibility, app dice size. I'm going to make them a little bigger. If you want are rounded, you can change at the flat, or you can make them like that. If you want to do all app dice, you can turn that on. Ads are, of course, on. You can turn this off for a paid version, but that's up to you. But the trick here is to actually create your app dice. So I go right here to Photo Dice. So I'm going to click on Photo Dice. And right here, I have my ones created. I have Untitled, New Dice, New App Dice, and Bridges Math Apps. Now, to make a new one, all you have to do is right here is to create a new Photo Dice. So I click on that. It will ask you to make a new one or delete them. Right here, I just hit 1. As you can do, it does Untitled, Untitled 1, and Untitled 2. So if I actually make too many, you can just delete those with a click of the switch. I'm actually going to just want Untitled, and I'm going to call these Test App Dice. Hit done. Once that's finished, all I do here is I click on it, and here is your setup. Now, for Photo Dice, it does the classic 6-sided. It does default picture, and then, of course, you can do yours in order here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the first thing to do, of course, is to just tap on the 1, and it'll ask you to do it from camera, photo, library, clear to image if there is one, which we don't have. We'll go right to photo library. It's going to go right to my photo library. I'm actually going to go right over here to some ones I've already created here. So one thing is, for my default, I'm going to select my poster here. As you can see, I can move the scale it, no problem. So I'm just going to move this to scale to get that. That's going to be my default. And now, of course, I will create my sides in order. So I'm going to go right here. I'm going to go to my sides. I'm going to use these as a Google selection here. So I'm going to go right here with Chrome, and then I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to go to, of course, one of my favorite ones, which is Stick Around. Now, keep in mind, what you can do beforehand is you actually can crop photos and then import them. It's a little faster. I'm just using this as an example. So I'm going to do that. Go to my next one. Do my friend explain everything here. Centerize that. Use. Side 4. And I think I will use, oh yes, let's go over here. I'm going to use Google Presentation. And I'm going to go to another one. And go forth and so forth. Here we go. I'm going to use my friend the guinea pig here. And I'm going to use Keynote. And then I'm going to finish this by, oh, let's do Google Docs here. And that one's already cropped and scaled. So once that's all finished, you then have your choice of saving by clicking on Photo Dice. You actually can email this template out. All you do is hit this, and it will save the actual format you have, and it will send it in this little compressed file to whoever you want to. And basically, as long as you have Photo Dice on here, and it will send you the direct link here, it will send you the dice. I'm not going to do that, but we're going to do the photo save here. So I'm going to hit the photo. All right, this is Test App Dice. Now I'll go back to Settings. I will hit back on the final part, and here are my app dice, but as you can see, my new one's not here yet. So to do that, what I need to do is I need to click over here to my app dice selection. So I'm going to click on this, and it's going to shake. Now, when they shake like this, it's like deleting apps. So if I don't want this one right here, which is MacRex, I just click on it, deletes it. Now, my new app dice is right up here. And as you can see, there's the default picture for it, so I know what the file is. So I click on this, and it will create them. I will tap the screen again, and here we go. I have my multi-selection app dice, and I have my Bridges Math app dice. So what happens is now digitally, just like anything else, like make dice layer or anything, I just roll. And as you can see, I got a QR code and number rack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a set of assignments that the students will scan on their QR code here, and then they will get their number selection of order operations. They will have to do each one of those in number rack, and then take, of course, a snapshot of their completed assignment or hold it up in the classroom and send it to the teacher to see if they have done it. And you can do this up to multiple dice. It will start defaulting after a while to the photo dice here, but you can have up to about 10 app dice on photo dice, and it's pretty fun. So check it out. It's the closest that I found for a picture app dice outside Make Dice Lite, which only allows you to do words and symbols. Now, of course, we're going to go to DecideNow. Those who wonder, DecideNow is actually a random selection app here. It's really great. I mean, it's worth the 99 cents. And basically, it will give you a setup here, as you can see here. Spin the wheel for my next date. We're not going to go into that. I'm just going to be funny. But I'm going to click on the settings here. And as you can see here, you can select these up to whatever you want to, as well as sound. I already made an app smash. I'm going to click on that. And basically my app smashes, I did it by subject area here. So I did daily 5, creation, movie, whatever. And then of course if I want to, I just spin the wheel. And if I want to really go crazy, I can just spin the wheel with my finger instead of tapping the center. And it will do the exact same thing. Ooh, daily 5 twice. Here we go. Now, if I want to, I can hit over to the share arrow over here, and I actually can email my selection over to students or other teachers for what their app dice selections or what apps they're going to use for their assignments. Now, if I want to make new ones, I go right to settings, and I go to edit here. So I'm going to do two things here. I can actually make some room and delete things, like right here, go out tonight, I'm going to delete that. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to create a brand new one here by hitting the plus button. So once I hit the plus one, it's going to ask you for the wheel name. So I'm going to call this Creativity Apps. And those color schemes rainbow. There's several selections here. As you can see, you can do dark, blue, cherry, whatever. I'm going to do creativity, so I'm going to go with different type of colorful. And then what happens here is then you just add in a label, which is what the different selections here on the DecideNow wheel are. So I'm going to hit add label, and I'm going to say stick around. I'm going to hit return, and then that's all set. I'm going to create another one. I'm going to call iMovie. Oops, which I should spell correctly. Hit save. I'll make another one, and what I'm going to do after that here is I'm going to put in pick collage. Save. And then I'm going to put in, of course, some sharing features for creativity. So I'm going to put in Google Drive. I'm going to put in Edmodo. And then I'm going to finish one up here by basically saying your choice. Now once I hit save, I hit this again, and it will create the new one. So there's my creativity. So now I'm on selection. I have my sounds on everything. So all I do is tap off the screen. And here is my new selection of apps to use. So I either have my students or me, and I just spin the wheel. Depending on how hard or how slow you do it depends on things. So Google Drive is going to be my first selection. So after that, I'm going to spin one more time. Your choice of apps, so I would give my students a you choice. So believe it or not, what I'm going to do for your choice is I'm actually going to say they're going to have to do something with Sketch is my choice, as I'm going to use for my app with, of course, the first selection. So now I'm going to spin it one more time. So Google Drive and Sketch. And Google Drive again. So that is actually an easy app smash. What we're going to do is we're going to have them create a lesson in Google Drive. They can do their choices from Google Docs to Forms to Presentation. What they're going to do there is they're going to make a tutorial video on, or I should say a tutorial on actually using Sketch on the emphasis of how to create a document with Google Drive and Google Docs. And what they can do is then they can upload the final lesson back up to Google Drive, so that way the teacher can see what to do to create a document in Google Drive through Google Docs. So there we go. There's an example of an app smash using DecideNow. Now for my last one I'm going to go over right here is Random Name Selector Lite. Like I said, this is a free app. There's a paid version which gives you some more options. It has little dancing music because it comes out of a hat. So right here it says create your first group. First of all, let me take away the mute the sound here. As much as I like Abracadabra there from Cinderella, I should say Bibbidi Boppity Boo. I'm sorry, Disney people, I'll get my songs right. So right here it says create your first group. So I'm going to hit create my first group, and I'll give you the little thumb. So there it is. So right here it says tap to create a group name. So I'm going to hit a plus button, and I'm going to call this Presentations. Okay, I'm going to make another one, and I'm going to call this, I'm going to say this Movie. And then I'm going to do a final one that says Whiteboard. Okay, once I do that, as you can see, it says tap to add group number. So I'm on Whiteboard. So I'm going to hit this here, and I'm going to do, for one example, for group member name, I'm going to say Sketch. I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to say Explain Everything. I'm going to do another one, just say Whiteboard Light. And then my last one will be Doodle Buddy. I'll go to Movie. I'll put in Movie 360. I'll put in YouTube. I'll put in iMovie, of course. And I think I'll do another one, which will just be Camera Roll. And I'm going to go to Presentations, which, as you can see, I've misspelled. I'm going to fix that. As you can see, I could not do an edit to fix the name of the group name, so I have to make a new one. So I'm going to rename this correctly. There we go. And then, of course, I'm going to add this on here. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say Keynote. I'm going to put Explain Everything again because I love Explain Everything. I'm going to put in Pages. I am also going to put in Green Screen. And then I'm going to finish it all off with Dropbox. You'll see why if this comes up. So once I do that, it asks you for the theme. So you got Star, Jungle, Metal, Space, Dino, and Sea. So I'm going to be a little cute here. I'm going to leave Presentation as Star. I'm going to whiteboard. I'm going to make this Jungle. And for Movie, we're going to do Space. But as you can see, that is one of the paid ones here. So when you're in Lite, you only get certain backgrounds that you can use. So as you can see, I can't select those. So I'm going to make this one a Stars too. So once that's all set, I'm going to hit play. And we'll put our music back on. So I'm going to hit the button. And it's going to have iMovie. Whoa, iMovie. Great idea. Okay, let's do our next one. YouTube. And then finally, Camera Roll. Well, I think this just printed a great app smash. So we'll record a presentation with the Camera Roll feature. What we'll do then is we'll put it in iMovie. We'll do any edits, any titles, whatever. And once it's all finished, we'll put it up to a special school YouTube channel. It's only available for schools and teachers, and then we can do the presentation that way. So there's another example of using Random Name Selector as digital app dice for random selection. It's really cool. There are a lot of apps out there. Like I said, there is Make Dice Lite, which allows you to word it. You can do Stick Pick, which can actually do similar to Student Name Pick, but you can actually use that as a random name selector. So there are a lot of options there. Explain Everything will also help you create app dice templates if you want to do too, besides Pick Collage. So for going digital, these are my 3 recommendations, which are Photo Dice, DecideNow, and Random Name Selector. So try those out and you can make some fun digital dice.